listening to Cricket World Radio.
And this is Cricket World Around the World. Welcome to Cricket World Around the World. I'm John Pennington, and again I'm joined this week by Jim White. Hello, Jim.
John, delighted to be here today.
It's been an exciting week in the world of cricket. Later on, we're going to be hearing from Wasim, Akram and Yuvraj, Singh, amongst others. But first of all, Jim and I are going to just pick out some of the major news stories of the week. And from our point of view, the big news this week, England have named 2 new captains. Andrew Strauss has retired from one-day international cricket. Alastair Cook replaces him in the ODIs, or taking over the ODI role. Stuart named as 2020 captain. What a momentous day that was at Lord's.
Yes, and to coin a phrase from a good friend of mine years ago, John, shake the bag. Let's put our names in that hat, pick out one that we think might be useful. My take on this is that what is going on? I appreciate there are 3 forms of cricket. We've been talking about having consistent approach from the top. I like Strauss as captain for the test teams and the one-day teams. I think the scheduling has been ridiculously bad. If it has cost him his job, then it's the organisers' fault, because I think Andrew Strauss should be playing one-day international cricket. I believe he's carrying on playing one-day international cricket. Well, if he's not, he should be, because he is good enough to play. Alastair Cook obviously didn't even play in the World Cup. Yes, he's being probably groomed for the next World Cup in years' time.
Well, that's where I was going to come in, because this, to me, is very much the ECB looking ahead, looking to the future. So, Alastair, you are going to be the captain, not just captain for a year or two, you are captain for the next 4 years. So he doesn't need to worry about his place, because a lot of people saying, well, he's not worth his place. So I personally
for 4 years? That's amazing.
Well, it's
John, you're here for 4 years, don't worry about it.
Surely it's got to be that way, isn't it? This is their plan for the next World Cup. This is how teams plan. They look at the West Indies, they're doing the same thing. They're looking at
naming their captain 4 years out.
Well, they're doing the same with the way they're bringing young players in together. With a bit of experience.
No problem with that, John.
They're giving Alastair Cook the chance to bed into the team and mould it in his own sort of style, I suppose.
Yes. Okay, well, no, I appreciate when he captained in Bangladesh when Andrew Strauss wasn't available. Did a very good job out there. So I don't mind that. I was being a little bit flippant. However, I do think it is a bit of a mess again, because has Andrew Strauss walked? Was he pushed? There didn't appear to be any announcement, and then a delay, and then saying that there'll be a change in captaincy. So I think the handling of it again has been pretty poor. As for Stuart Broad being 2020 captain, well, I tell you what, I might start playing again. Because I know he's a very good player. He's had a lot of injuries. Hopefully he'll be in the team.
This is the one that, to me, the Alastair Cook decision didn't really make many waves to me. I thought that's fairly logical. Understand that the one with Stuart Broad, I thought, well, we are just months away almost from the World 2020 defence. Paul Collingwood, for me, hasn't done a bad job. And to me, I just think, well, maybe Paul Collingwood's injury concerns are a bit more than I think you're right. That's a decision taken. Look, he might not play much anymore, which will be a great shame for him, because he's done a fantastic job for his country over a number of years. Yeah, again, did he resign, or was there an announcement that kind of usurped that? I mean, he, as you say, last time round, very successful captain. More recently, yes, some injury problems, but how bad is it? So is it a case of him retiring from the cricket, or is it saying, well, we need someone in new because we've got 2 new captains, let's have 3 new captains, Well, I just want to bring in the point here that England will only play 4 or 5 2020 internationals in the next year or so it's not as if Stuart Broad's going to do an awful lot of captaincy, so it is obviously going to have an impact on the team. He's still going to have Collingwood there ostensibly as not so much a vice captain but a senior player to draw inspiration.
Well, if he's playing, he should be captaining then. It's as simple as that. If we're not far away from the competition, then Collingwood should still be there, and it's only 20 overs, so really if he can't play in 4 of those over a period of time, then I don't see the problem. My issue with Stuart Broad taking over, lovely guy, I think he's a really good player and will be a really good player for England in years to come, particularly at Test match and one-day international level, is that it just reminds me of previous times in English history. Let's make our best player the captain, and then he has a shocker and doesn't play very well and then resigns it and becomes a good player again. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, it just, I know it's a different format of the game, but it just, who's going to be in the team? Who do we assume is going to be a team? Right, go on then, Stuart, you can have a go. I don't know. I think it's a mess, really.
It'll be the as I may be wrong on this particular stat, but the first fast bowler to captain in England since Bob Willis.
Yes, great captain, wasn't he, Bob Willis? Inspired the men.
Before my time, Jim.
Yeah,
I'm leading with you.
Less of that, John. No, I mean, but again, you see, batsmen make a good captain, all rounders fine. Bowlers, here's one, and that you've touched on a very good point there. So in the middle of a game, Stuart Broad's thinking, right, I'm going to bowl. What? Because I'm captain, or it's a good time for me to bowl. Well, actually, maybe no, because I'm captain, I won't bowl because that'll be seen as me doing myself a favour. And I've been through this myself as a bit of an all-rounder, as you know, John, in my time, and captain, and it's difficult to do all things at once and to give each of the elements of your game good service. Batsman, I think, and that's why Strauss is good. Collingwood, more of an all-rounder, dibbly-dobbly bowler. You know, there aren't many times when he'll bowl, but when he does, it's that little something that's different. He is the best man for the job, and I would have liked to have seen him retain that. I understand your thoughts on Alastair Cook. Don't mind it. I still would have given it 2 years so that there was a better change over time.
I'm not saying categorically that he has been given the job for 4 years. That's my reading of the situation.
He was in the team he's been in the team for 4 years. What if he can't play? What do we do? Who's vice captain?
Good question.
I
suspect it will be Stuart Broad.
Oh, dear.
Given that he's been named as captain of the anyway, talking about bowlers who did and maybe would have made good test captains, Shane Warne, we can agree on one thing here. He has announced his retirement from all cricket. He possibly a first here, announced it on Twitter.
Funnily enough, he tweeted that he's retiring from tweeting. He's retiring from...
No, not retiring from tweeting, just
gambling,
retiring from playing he's obviously already retired from playing international cricket, but all cricket. He's 41 now, so no, I can't dive around like I'm 19 anymore, and he's going to call it a day after this season of the IPL. So I want to sort of get your thoughts on his career and the fact that he's decided finally to call it a day as a player.
Have we got enough time for his whole career? Possibly one of the best players never to captain his country. I think most of the people that have spoken about him have just said, you know, a really good, thoughtful tactician, really good cricket brain. And I think there aren't too many of those in the history of the game. Never had a chance really to captain when he did. All right, it was Hampshire in the English domestic season, and also Redstone Royals in the IPL. You know, there was just, you know, people inspired by him, and a good leader. Sign of a good leader is bringing your men to make the best performances they can do. Those that spoke to him learnt off of him, you know, and standing at first slip, which we won't harp on about, the most famous catch he didn't make at first slip. A few years ago, but you know, he has done a lot for cricket. He's, you know, since he announced himself with that ball that beat Mike Gatting in the Headingley Test, was it?
Old Trafford. It was 93. I know that much. Not going to.
Good. I wasn't testing there, John. You know, it's an amazing career, a colourful career. He's a colourful character, and who'd have thought that a leg spinner would be that influential on the game? Probably the only one since Richie Beno to have that much of an influence on the game as a whole. You know, other leg spinners have had a go, not much really to it because they don't really turn it. He absolutely ripped it. But as a captain, yeah, I think quite insightful and you know, a good leader by example. You know, not a bad bat, number 8, 9, 10. I think he deserved that 100 he never got. So, yeah, great character. If he is retiring completely, I know the paper's last Ashes series, there was a Bring Back Warne campaign. We might see another one in the IPL.
It wasn't really going to happen, but it was.
Well, there may be more money in the IPL to bring him out of retirement. You never know. It's one of those, is he retired, is he not?
He certainly plans to remain with the Rajasthan Royals, perhaps in a coaching or a mentoring capacity. Yeah. I think he'll still be a huge draw for the game because he is, as you say, the sort of larger-than-life character. He's put so much back into the game and so much back into society as well, with helping after Tsunami Medley teaming up with Mutar Murali.
Absolutely.
Between them, 1,500 test wickets. So
exactly, and a lot of charity work. I mean, I think that the nice thing about that is that these sort of players that have performed at the top 0.5%, I'd suggest, of the game in performances-wise, are involved in not just leaving the game completely. You know, you'll see them at exhibition games, charity games, promotional games, to put something back, and what they're doing is making themselves available to play cricket. You know, sort of the Masters series, which may be it in the West Indies, be it in England. You know, even now, if you knew that Shane Warne was bowling and Murali was bowling and crikey, I think about the Sunil Gavaskar or something like that is batting, or Greenwich is playing, or Richard Richards is playing, you turn up and watch, because these are the last, our lifetime legends, and just to see how they play. Even the great players, they've still got time. And it's great to see. And hopefully, they'll take their game around the world as a showcase to more people to make the game truly global.
Okay, let's just turn our attentions to finish on some current cricket that's been going on. Pakistan against the West Indies. Pakistan have won the one-day international series 3-2, but perhaps some good signs for the West Indies. They won the final 2 matches, winning the 5th and final game in emphatic style by 10 wickets. What did you make of that?
I make of it, John, that they had a tea time booked late in the afternoon and had to get a hurry on, otherwise they would have lost their deposit. No, I mean, it's great to see the West Indies have been through some massive ups and downs in the last few years. With all the shenanigans that are going on, it cannot be difficult. It's such a hard job, for Joel Garner, I think, who's one of the managers, and Jimmy Adams, batting coach as well, and things like that. You want them to do well. World cricket wants them to do well, and Chris Gale sort of coming and going, and there's a little bit of there's bits and pieces about, well, whose fault is it or wasn't it? Get them out there playing, because when they do play, they are very entertaining, and they have some players with really good ability. Some are performing in the IPL, some performing World 2020 stage. It can be done. It's just galvanising, the group of islands, as we know, who only play under the banner of West Indies for cricket. Great to see. Let's get them up there. And the fact that Pakistan have done so well in the West Indies is also good for the game. Pleased to see them performing consistently, which I think has been good to see. And well done for Windies for not getting beaten 5-0 at home, and to win the last 2 in better style, to give all the fans something to shout about and be really proud of.
Good stuff, Jim. Thanks for your contributions there. We're going to stay on the theme of Pakistan and the West Indies, because we move now on to this week's edition of the ICC radio show, and it does include interviews with former Pakistan great Wasim Akram and current Indian player Yuvraj Singh.
Hello and welcome to the ICC Cricket World. In today's show, we talk to the most successful left-arm pacer and Pakistan legend Wasim Akram. We also have an exclusive interview with the man of the series of the ICC Cricket World Cup 2011, Yuvraj Singh. But as always, we begin the show with the happenings of the week gone by. Team India's ODI squad for the tour of West Indies will be announced on May 13th. National selectors led by Krishnamachari Srikanth will have the meeting in Chennai, and it will be attended by skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni. India will leave for the Caribbean islands on the 1st of June. The men in blue will kickstart their tour on 4th June with a one-off T20 followed by 5 one-day internationals. Staying in the Caribbean, the West Indies have managed to salvage some pride at home after winning the 4th ODI against Pakistan in Bridgetown. The home team won the rain-affected match by Duckworth-Lewis method thanks to a quick-fire 76 from Lendl Simmons. Mohammad Hafiz was given the man of the match for his knock of 121, which led Pakistan to 248 in their quota of 50 overs. The West Indies were given a target of 154 runs in 30 overs, which they achieved with 6 wickets in hand. And in the ICC World Cricket League Division 7, Kuwait have made a promising start to their campaign. They have won their first 3 matches in the tournament and hence are atop the leaderboard with 6 points. Host Botswana and Nigeria have scalped 4 points, but the latter is third on the table due to inferior run rate. So Pakistan are carrying on with their good form from the World Cup and have already won the ODI series against the West Indies. They will now have their eyes set on the Test series under new skipper Misbah-ul Haq. Gautam Bhimani spoke to Wasim Akram, who thinks that Pakistan are firm favourites to win the battle in the whites as well.
Wasim, thank you so much for joining us. My first question to you about Pakistan cricket post that fabulous World Cup is, it was expected almost to be a bit of a hangover. They didn't exactly have a bad performance in the World Cup, but then not good enough to take enough confidence going into the next series, the first of them being the West Indies.
I think Pakistan team did extremely well in that World Cup. Apart from, they qualified for the semi-finals. Of course, they lost to India, and after, India went on to win the World Cup. But coming back to Pakistan team, I think they really did well under Shahid Afridi to qualify for the semi-finals. They've been through a lot of controversies in the last 6 to 8 months. And I think they recovered well. And that's the beauty of Pakistan cricket and Pakistan team. Doesn't matter what the pressure is. They go on and they play their cricket. And they do seem that they're enjoying their cricket under the leadership of Shahid Afridi in one-day cricket or in T20.
Now, the fact that they have started on such a good note in the one-day series is obviously a good sign for Pakistan cricket. But what about the conditions that they were expected to encounter there? And do you also feel the opposition maybe not quite up to scratch?
It's a great sign. I mean, obviously, West Indian cricket or West Indies, the weather, the wickets are definitely, close to the subcontinent wickets. And West Indies team is struggling. Chris Gale is not there. Dwayne Bravo, I think, just got fit. In general, Pakistan team on papers are definitely miles ahead of West Indian team. And West Indies cricket definitely is struggling now as far as they had to compete against the strongest side. And Pakistan team showed with all the controversies, with no team touring Pakistan, we do still have incredible talent. And I think Shahid Afridi and his boys showed against the Windies. They won the first 3 one-days convincingly. And it shows that Pakistan cricket and team is definitely on the rise, and that's a great sign.
Now, Wasim, a word about Pakistan's new all-round cricket star, Mohammad Hafiz. He bowls his 10 overs, opens the batting. Really someone Pakistan were looking for.
Yeah, Mohammad Hafiz never impressed me before. I mean, in this World Cup, he really did well. And now I think he's evolved, he's improved as an all-rounder. He can bowl 10 overs. He comes as an opener. He gets runs. He's got some good shots. And I think he's got the confidence going. And obviously, when you open the innings for any side, and if you get some runs with the new ball on slow tracks, you're bound to make runs. And yes, he's definitely improving day by day. And so far, we've seen in the last couple of months that he definitely is the main guy in Pakistan time who's performing with bat and performing with the ball as well.
Good mix of youth and experience in the Pakistan side. They've done well in the one-day series. Now comes the true test, every pun intended. How do you see Pakistan going in the test series?
I think Pakistan are definitely favourites in that test series. We have very good spinners. We have, Saeed Ajmal, who they still can't pick up the West Indian team. And as far as the fast bowlers concerned, obviously Umar Gul will be there. And the working horse, Wahab Riaz, who runs in every ball, bowls quick. He's got the confidence going. And this series, obviously, Misbah will take the captainship for Pakistan in Test series. Guyana wicket is always very flat. I've played a lot of cricket in Guyana, very flat, very subcontinent-like. So those wickets will suit Pakistan cricket for sure.
Thank you so much for your thoughts there. Wasim Akram on ICC Cricket World.
That was Wasim giving us his views about the inspired Pakistan team. It's been a month since India won the ICC Cricket World Cup after a gap of 28 long years. And the man who played the most important role in India's road to victory was none other than all-rounder Yuvraj Singh. We caught up with Yuvi and asked him about his younger days and his introduction to the game of cricket.
Yuvraj Singh, thank you so much for joining us on ICC Cricket World. I'm going to take you back in time to your early days. Still have some fun memories? Bit of naughtiness still comes to mind?
I remember, going to school 6 in the morning and coming back 5 in the evening, studying and playing sports, coming and playing cricket at the backyard, and as I said, people driving on the road, breaking their helmets, then they stop their scooter and come chasing after us and we running in the house. So it was good fun. And by the time I was 10, 11, I was playing tennis and roller skating. I was quite good at it till my father came and said that you can't do this anymore. And you only have to play cricket, nothing else.
Now, Yuvraj, you did mention your father, Yuvraj Singh, who of course played for India. What are your memories of growing up with him, cricket and non-cricket?
Playing with my father, it was just, get up in the morning, go for a run with him. Then he used to be the coach of DAV College, where I eventually got in after school, where we used to practice the whole day, play practice games. Used to come back, sleep. He used to make me sleep in the afternoon, and after my lunch, used to go practice in the evening at the State Cricket Stadium at Sector 16. And in the night, we used to practice with wet tennis balls, because he knew that international cricket you have to face pace. So he had a set plan about me, and the whole day used to go in my practice.
Yuvi, you just briefly mentioned roller skating. There's a very famous story associated with that. I think for the sake of all our listeners, can you take us through that one more time?
I had won a really major tournament in skating. we had a skating in Sector 10 in Chandigarh, and it was a 50-round race, and it was under 14 tournament, and I was 11 years old. I came from behind to win that race, and I was very happy to show him the medal. And he threw my medal and skates outside the skating ring, and he said, "From now on, enough of skating. This skating is a girls' game. You need to go into the boys." So that was it for me.
Now, other than Yuvraj Singh, are there any other famous Indian former cricketers who have influenced you? Any camps maybe that you attended?
After training under my dad, I went to a few Bishan Singh Bedi camps, and Bishan Baji really rated me as one of the upcoming youngsters. So, from those camps, I had started to get a lot of confidence. I remember I got my first 100 in his camp in Palam, 1993. 1993. So, from that time, I started to gain a lot of confidence. The only problem is Bishan Singh Bedi camp, you had to run a lot.
Now, even before you played for India, you made your mark at the under-19 level. What is the culture of under-19 cricket like as a preparation for the big time?
There was hardly any pressure on us. People didn't talk about the under-19 boys that time. And that time we were just, like school kids, college boys coming and playing under-19. And, we had a very good coach, Roger Bini, who always gave us a lot of confidence, built on our positives. So we were very fortunate to have a guy like that. Otherwise, these coaches put a lot of pressure on the younger kids. So I just felt that he was a great help to us.
Now, the pinnacle of junior cricket really will have to be the Under-19 World Cup. Do you remember any of your performances from that particular edition?
I had a few major knocks in that tournament. I scored 70 when India was 4 down for 10 against New Zealand on a seaming track. And then I got 50 or 20 balls against Australia in the semi-finals, which was also very crucial at that stage. And I had 12 or 13 wickets in that tournament. So, I had a good tournament that time.
Thank you so much for your time, Yuvraj.
Always great to hear cricketers living their younger days and their introduction to the game. Time now to move on to the Reliance ODI rankings for this week.
In the Reliance ICC ODI rankings for batsmen, Hashim Amla still rules the charts at number 1 with 867 points. The South African is followed by teammate AB de Villiers, who is 63 points behind at 804 points. Sri Lanka's new skipper Tilakratne Dilshan is at number 3. Australian all-rounder Shane Watson, who had a wonderful series against Bangladesh, has caught up with Dilshan and is just 3 points away at the 4th place. Sri Lanka's keeper Kumar Sankara is at number 5 and followed by another Aussie, Mike Hussey. Jonathan Trott finds himself 7th in the rankings following a great run in the ICC Cricket World Cup. 3 Indians round up the top 10 with Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni and Sachin Tendulkar taking the 8th, 9th and 10th spots respectively. Ryan Tendishkar is the lone representative from the Associate Nations in the top 20 rankings. He is at 17th place. In the Reliance ICC ODI rankings for bowlers, New Zealand skipper Daniel Vittori leads the charts with 701 points. He is followed by another left-arm spinner and the lone Zimbabwean bowler in the top 20, Raymond Price. Graeme Swann completes the spinner's dominance at the top as he is at 667 points. With 663 points, it's South African paceman Dale Steyn at number 4. Following him is his new ball partner Morne Morkel, who is just 2 points behind Steyn. Aussie Mitchell Johnson has taken the 6th spot. Within touching distance of Johnson is the tall South African quickie Lonbabo Sotsove. The mystery spinner from the Emerald Isle Ajanta Mendes is at 8th place with 644 points. 1 point behind is Pakistan captain Shahid Afridi, and completing the top 10 is Nuwan Kulasekara from Sri Lanka. India's Zahir Khan is at 14th place while the Turbinator Harbhajan Singh is at number 18.
And on late Thursday afternoon, the England and Wales Cricket Board announced Alastair Cook as the successor to Andrew Strauss as England captain. Cook, who has been in a sublime batting form, will take over the reins of captaincy from Strauss and will lead the side in the upcoming home series against Sri Lanka and India. Well, that's all we have for you in this edition of ICC Cricket World. Just a reminder, for all the other updates from the world of cricket, log on to www.icccricket.yahoo.net. Hope you enjoyed this edition. Until we meet again, it's goodbye.